like, let's do this. It's my birthday. I'm buying a Lambo. I'll explain it to my wife later. What's going on, everybody? Rob Ferretti here, and you may have noticed I haven't posted a video in about 2 weeks, and that's because it was my birthday, so I get a pass, right? Because my birthday, this was a big one. Well, not really. It's a big one that was redone because I turned 40 during the pandemic. When I turned 40, I wanted to do a big birthday party, and I'll tell you why. 40 is a great year to do a birthday party because all your friends are sort of at that point in life where they're eager to travel. They finally got money in their pocket. They've established themselves. Everyone can pull it off and go have a great time. And you're not too old to sort of throw down and have a good time. So my plan for my 40th birthday was to bring everybody to Oktoberfest in Munich because that was a hell of a good time when I went previously. And I got 2 tables for 20 of my closest friends. 14 came with me and we did a week in Europe. So that's why obviously you haven't seen me post anything. But most of my good friends came, and if you didn't know about it, then you clearly were not like that. And if you did know about it and you couldn't make it, I wish you were there. So we had a great time. We went to Italy. We had a vineyard to ourselves in northern Italy. We went to Lake Como for lunch after we landed. We went down to Monaco for 2 days. And this is where it got a little weird, right? Because Monaco is a great place. I love Monaco. It's like Vegas meets Dubai. It's just everything's so upscale. There's cars all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's gold Sennas, and like our hotel, the Fairmont, was right on that F1 horseshoe turn, and there's like car spotters out there. Every time you look over, there's a Ferrari coming around the bend. Very, very cool place, especially if you're a car guy. There's also a restaurant there, and this is where it gets weird. A restaurant there called Café de Paris, which is right outside the casino. It's just like Car Spotterville, and I tried to get a reservation there for lunch, just for me and my friends to go over there, and it got weird because I asked the hotel, I'm like, hey, concierge, can you get us a reservation? I'm sorry, there are no reservations available. No problem. So I go over there to see if I can get a reservation for everybody before they open. They open at noon. I get there at like 11:50. I wait for a couple of minutes to come in. I'm like, hey, I've got like, not all of us were going. I've got like 10 people. Can we get some tables? And this is just as they open, so we're the first people in the door. It would be like 1 o'clock or something like that. Sorry, we don't do reservations. You just have to walk up. Okay, no problem. I guess we'll just walk up, but no reservations. I get it. So I get back and I go over there at like 12:30, and I was like, hey, I'm here. There's like 8 of us. And it's like, I'm sorry, it'll be an hour and a half. And this is it. There's a little line now to get in. And the people in front of us, also American, I don't remember where they're from, I think Ohio or something. And they're like, hey, they said it was like an hour and a half wait, so we're just going to leave. I'm like, okay. So then we're like, cool, like we're next. And we get up there and the woman, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't do 10. I'm like, all right, whatever, we'll do 4 tables of 2. We'll do, like, nobody has to be sat together. We're just here to sort of like enjoy the vibe. I'm sorry, it's going to be like an hour and a half. I'm like, I can see all these tables in here and there's a lot of open tables. And she's like, oh, well, we have reservations for those. I'm like, told me you don't take reservations now. And I tried to make a reservation and now you're telling me you have reservations, but I'll play the game. Fast forward, people start walking in, and they're like, oh, no, I wouldn't wait. I'd come back in an hour. I'm like, no, I'll just sort of feel this out because I feel where this is going, and I'd rather just sit here and watch this transpire. Sure enough, some people walk up speaking French. Now, I don't speak French, but Shavam's wife does. And these people come in. Hi, table for 4. Oh, blah, 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 in French. Sure, no problem. It'll be just a second. Not, what's your reservation, whatever. Hey, how can I help? So they kept taking people walking in, and then Shavam's wife, Marco, was like, excuse me, why are you taking all these people in? They don't have reservations. They have the same group size as us. There's 4s and 2s and 5s and everything. You're telling them one moment, and you're telling us an hour and a half. And then when the guy found out that we spoke to 2 different hostesses, when the guy found that she spoke fluent French, he couldn't even make eye contact with her. And then she was just all pissed off about it. And I was like, you know what? if they're going to make a stand here and they're playing this game, and like any other, there was like one or two other like English speaking couples that came up and promptly were shooed away, like, oh, hour and a half, don't come. And this has got nothing to do with how you were dressed or like, I'm all for that, right? You cannot like a customer, you cannot like, this was like genuine like prejudice. And to the point where I was like, wow, like if you don't want to sit us and you're going to make us play this game and you're going to let everybody else through and just say like, you guys aren't welcome here, we'll just go somewhere else. Ultimately, that's probably what they wanted. We went somewhere else. And it's the first time in my life that I have ever reached out to like a Department of Tourism to be like, look, that's BS. Like, I'm sort of cool with like, if you don't like me or something like that, but you're essentially taking any, I will call it English speaking people at the moment. It could be American, it could be UK, I don't know what it is, but you're just letting your hostesses shoo everybody away. And I've eaten at this place before. It's a cool vibe, but like, this is the first time I've ever experienced that form of like, you're not welcome here. So we went from Monaco, we went up to Switzerland. We had a great time in Switzerland. Went to Oktoberfest, had a great time at Oktoberfest. And now I'm back. So I get back, it's still my birthday, and I'm like, you know what? Let me drive around, let me grab, I don't want to say I'm cheap, but I'm by the Lamborghini dealership. Let me stop in, check on my cars, get a cup of coffee. I had to go yesterday to pick up an Easy Pass, and I sort of rushed my way out of there. So I feel bad, like if somebody's in the middle of a conversation, they're like, oh, you're blocking the truck, you got to get out of here. I'm like, eh, whatever, see you. So I stopped by today for a cup of coffee, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I announced it, but I was ordering a Lamborghini Technica because I wanted to initially get an STO. The STO allocations, this is when I ordered my other cars in January. It's like, yeah, just come in a couple of weeks, we'll put the order in. By the time I went there, the orders were sold out, and I was like, ah, bummer. But then I saw the Technica, I'm like, cool, I'll get a Technica. Then I was at the dealership, and there's like almost the exact spec that I did in the Technica on the dealership floor for an STO. And I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm like, this is a gorgeous car. Whoever spec'd this has great taste. And he's like, it's available. I was like, you don't say. Like, this is exactly what I would have built. If it's available, that's very cool. And I'm like, can I buy it? And I walk over, I look at the window sticker. It was like 360s, like whatever it was. I'm like, but it's like the exact spec I would have done anyway. And it's very close to what the spec was for my Technica. So I was like, let's do this. It's my birthday. I'm buying a Lambo. I'll explain it to my wife later. And so sure enough, he's like, yeah, whatever. Let me go over there and sit down. Now, the buyer, whoever it was that ordered it, obviously didn't take it. So now puts it as dealer inventory. I go over, I see the window sticker, and that's what it's listed at. The other window stickers in the shop are like, all right, this is $1 million for the SVJ. This is $400,000 for the Diablo. This was $360,000. And then I'm like, all right, can I also, just before I buy it, I'll wire you 20 grand now, whatever you need. I want to take it around the block. I want to make sure I'm okay with the road manners. Otherwise, I'll just sort of wait it out and get the Technica. And he's like, yeah, well, we just have to like agree on the price. And I'm like, it's right there. Window sticker says $362,000. That's what you were about to sell it to somebody else for. Can I pay that? We go talk to my manager, and so I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, no worries. Like, I'm like getting excited. I'm buying a Lambo for my birthday. Next thing you know, I'm like sitting in the car, and the guy walks out and he slides a sold sticker in it, and I'm like, all right, like that's good stuff. And then the sales guy comes back, and I bought a bunch of cars through this dealership. It's not, I don't know what's going on, but comes back and he's like, sorry, the car's sold. I'm like, what do you mean it's sold? Like, I just got, like, I got it in my head that I was about to buy this thing. I was about to wire you money. And then next thing you know, like, they slide a sold sticker on it. And it just felt similarly dirty. And I was like, somebody just did me dirty, just like they did at Café de Paris. And I'm like, are you sure? Because, like, I'd like to buy it. Now, I get it. There's like a market on these cars now. I don't know what it is. I just went online when I got home, like, I'll just go buy another one, but they're listed in like the 4s. This would have been $360,000. So whether I'm saving 10% or not, it is what it is. But I'm going to be a little bummed because there's a law that says, like, if you go to Best Buy, right, and they've got a TV and the TV's advertised for $100, whether they forgot a zero or not, they sell it to you for $100. Now, this one was not me being like, Up, you have it listed for $36. I'm going to buy this Lambo for $36. It's MSRP. Like, when this car arrived at your dealership, however, I don't know when it got there, I just saw it today. When it arrived at your dealership a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you were going to sell it for this to somebody else, right? Now that guy's out, why can't I just give you make the same amount of money? But now it's like, I guess somebody else may have bought it, but it just didn't feel like that. The fact that, like, if the guy walked out and said, oh, somebody else already bought that, no big deal. But the fact that I'm sitting in the car and they come slide a sold sticker on it, I was like, bummer. I know I got a feeling like part of me says that's for me and part of me says that's like, get out of the car and we're not going to sell it to you. And that's what ended up happening. So I was like super excited to buy this STO because it's gorgeous, but we'll see what happens. I don't like pushing like that. I don't like getting in a fight. I bought so many cars to this dealership, probably 4 in the last year. Got 2 more on order, and I wanted to get my order in for the STO. It didn't happen, so then I was going for the Technica, and that's like my forever car, right? My forever garage. I'll always have these cars that I buy and then get rid of, like after a year or 2 years. Like I had my Viper ACR, the Cobra R, stuff like that. That like I'll drive it and it doesn't resonate. But then I have cars that I've had for 20 years and 15 years, and cars that I just keep forever. And now that they're getting rid of these naturally aspirated cars, I've got the 458, which is pretty much the last naturally aspirated V8 mid-engine Ferrari, so I'm going to keep that one. And I wanted to get a Huracan of some sort of performance variant to keep forever, and we'll see if that happens. I told the dealer, I'm like, I don't have to. He's like, oh, I'll go back and talk to him about whatever. I'm like, look, just let me know if somebody's actually buying it and the car's gone next week, so be it. But if not, like, I don't want to come back into the dealership next week and then like you have it listed for 600 grand. If not, I'd like to buy it. Just let me know if that other buyer falls through. So I may have bought an STO today. I tried, and I wasn't planning on it when I sort of woke up in the morning, but that would have been very cool and an excellent way to round out my awesome birthday week. Just sharing that story with you guys. It got a little weird in Monaco, but the rest of the trip was terrific. And I complained. I never complain. And even with the dealership, like I can go push and be like, that car's not sold by Thursday. Like, I just don't want to do that. I like being nice. I like working with dealers. I like having a relationship with dealers because I'm not the guy that goes and buys and flips a car and sneaks in and out to try to do stuff. I've got these long relationships that allow me to sort of make it through this industry for 20 years by doing right by the dealerships, the same way the dealerships ultimately, I hope, do right by me. So maybe next week I'll have a Huracan STO. If not, hopefully I'll let you know when my Technica order gets accepted and put in. Either way, it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be similar spec, white, blue, but I'm excited. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back right now. We're going to start kicking up the videos again, and you'll start seeing a couple times a week uploads. Thank you very much I'm sure some of you guys are going to wish me a happy birthday in the comments. Some of you are just going to tell me I'm old. Either way, thank you very much. Comment below, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.